Hi, my name is Nai Wu, and today I'll be talking about GTIA, or Georgia Tech's International Ambassador for my Turn the Ship Around project. So what is GTIA? GTIA is a club that dedicates to celebrating Georgia Tech's student body diversity and internationality. They do this by providing resources for international students and hosting multiple cultural festivals throughout the year to celebrate our cultural diversity. In terms of leadership, it is very much top-down with a leader-follower approach in most scenarios. Usually the leaders are the exec board and the followers are the members themselves. And usually the final decision is made by the exec board. And our biggest issue right now is that many of the newer members are less invested. They're less engaged than usual. So how do we solve this? Well, we're going to take a look at some turn the ship around ideas and methods. First, we're going to look at the Lateral Solution. In terms of in regular times, the exec board are in the category 5 of would you intend, while the workers are in the category 4 would I would like to. However, during deadlines and big events such as Culture Fest, both of them regress to a category 1 of tell me what to do and I'll tell you what to do. So how do you combat this? Well, one of them is actually asking questions to reflect on what's been happening. So using those what how questions that we learn in our coaching lesson, such as what kind of actions does both party engage in that pushes into a more typical follower leader approach, or what past habits and experience has caused the members to be less active. This reflection and then actually finding a solution will help mitigate that. The next thing that actually plays into the ladder of leadership as well is the intent versus instructions. Oftentimes, leaders just give instructions and the members just follow. However, the ideal goal is to actually allow the members to give intention to their work. And we're going to do this by using language-based solutions. So using uplifting language, engaging language, encouraging language such as I intend to, I've done, I've been doing for the worker, while the boss is there to support asking, what have you been doing? What have you done? What do you intend? Using those questions you see on the ladder of leadership. The next thing is the specified goals, non-methods mechanism that we see in David Marquet's book. In the book, he talks about how he usually just specifies the goal, he talks about the desired outcome, but he doesn't tell his workers how to get to it. He does not give directions. By doing that, it encourages critical thinking and leadership among all members is because they're taking ownership of the situation. The next thing is fixing people versus fixing environment. Fixing people is completely temporary, it doesn't really work, it's punishment and reprimand, not very useful. Fixing environment, however, it is long term, and that's what we want to strive to. As of right now, GTIA is more about fixing people than fixing environment. So we want to push for a fixed environment. So how do we do that? Well, we want to encourage deliberate action. We do this by actually saying our actions out loud. As said in the book, Denmark basically told his workers that if they're going to do something like turn a dial or switch on the lights, they should say it out loud. So it grounds their process and they won't be in autopilot mode. The other thing is fostering psychological safety. So what like we do in the Stacy's class, I would like it so that the exec boards will go first and every meeting if there's something that needs to be shared. And this will create a more non-judgmental and more relaxed environment. I also want the exec boards to actually communicate with the goal of creating such an environment to their members. So if both the members and exec board have this goal in mind, it will be easier to actually achieve it instead of just the exec board trying to solve everything. Next thing is about the relationship of authority and information. So most authority still happens at the top and the information is still at the bottom with the members. So how are we going to solve that? Well, I believe more transparency at the general meeting. So right now the general meeting is around an hour long and it's just talking about the future of what's going to happen, what has happened, and just those typical meeting ideas. However, it would be nice if the exec board can actually explain why they've made certain decisions that they did, because sometimes those typical members don't see it. They just see that they made these decisions, but there's no reason behind it. And I think that it disconnects both the exec board and the typical member. The other thing is using the don't brief certify mechanism that was seen in Marquet's book. That just means that instead of just briefing the members, the exec board would actually ask the members questions in their committee about like what's happening and how they're going to solve it. Basically, testing the members and actually making sure they actually know what they're doing instead of passively listening to the information. The next thing is curiosity and distance. Luckily, GTIA has a big, diverse population with people all around the globe. So we should take advantage of that. The first thing is curiosity, which is expressing the desire to learn, and it allows for active thinking. This is really important, and because of the So we want to encourage this curiosity. How are we going to do that? Well, by asking people what their country is about. So maybe during the beginning or the end of every meeting, we ask people to provide a fun fact about their country to spark that curiosity and to reiterate the core principle of GTIA, which is to spread their culture. The other thing is the distance, which is the variation of opinions. And this encourages creative thinking. Now, how do we actually have healthy disagreements? Well, we want to encourage questioning attitude over blind obedience. This is a mechanism that we see in Mark K. So instead of just blindly following the exec board, the members themselves would actually question and ask why we would do this, like what's the purpose, just to actually make sure that we aren't blindly following anyone. And because of all of our different perspectives, there's bound to be some questioning. The next thing is about acting your own way into right thinking. So this is talking about growth versus fixed mindset. Growth mindset is always it's about growing. So you see failure as an opportunity to grow instead of a fixed mindset, which is very black and white, and it talks about how if you're not good, you're not good. If you're good, you're good. It's just black and white. Now, how do we want to have a growth mindset in GTIA? Well, I think part of it is just to take pride in GTIA that and understand that its principle is to spread culture and to learn about other people and their country. So understanding that you're growing and you're experiencing new culture helps. And I think another more physical thing we can do is actually celebrating after big events and even smaller events, just to actually celebrate the achievements of everyone. Because sometimes you just work super hard and you don't rest, and that's the same thing in GTIA. So that's what I believe. The other thing is requesting feedback and implementing it. So they do still do feedback. GTIA does feedback, but it is a little bit slow to implement because right now any feedback that is implemented has to be for next year because our events only happen once a year. In terms of the committees themselves, feedback is usually immediate within the committee because the exec board sees it and they immediately change. I think one thing they could do is do something we were talking today. I was talking today with my exec board, a vibe check from the general members. Just once in a while, ask, "Hey, what's the vibe check? Is everything okay?" Just a heads up, and then they have a nice and mature conversation about that. So yeah. Some obstacles to overcome. Well, first of all, it's the lack of transparency between the members of the exec board. As I mentioned before, it's just sometimes the members have no clue why they're doing the things they are. The other thing is not quote unquote having enough time for improvements. This is what I've heard from many exec boards I was talking to. They just want to finish other stuff, like they want to prioritize other stuff such as culture night, night market, stuff like that, instead of wanting to improve. They want to improve, they just don't quote unquote have the time. Also, last but not least, the biggest issue is that many of the old members are graduating, which means that we will lose a lot of people who have that experience. Unfortunately, because of COVID, a lot of the newer members just don't have the same experiences as old members when they were at that age. In terms of the actions I'll be taking, I want exec board members to have an more offhand approach to meetings. So instead of just telling the people what to do, they would just guide them, and then the members themselves will actually run the show. And we have to be careful of finding that balance between total control and laissez-faire. Total control, more frustration. Laissez-faire, too laissez-faire, you're gonna lose focus. The next thing is having more interactions outside of meetings. So that means meeting up for coffee, going bowling, etc. However, we do have to be courteous of everyone's time and especially money. So we have to keep that in mind. And last but not least, just having more transparency at the general meetings, as I stated before. So just figuring out why they're making decisions and actually putting those information in the slides and allocating time to talk about, because sometimes they say they run out of time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. Thank you.